bubble where they can say outlandish things and do ridiculous things because they're protected. Like, this fan knows Westbrook's not going to be able to make it up into the stands to get to him.
Airlines are, I just saw a story yesterday that airlines now are facing more unruly behavior.
Sure, because goofy people don't want to wear masks on a plane because they think that the rules don't apply to them.
And also, when people have been locked up for 2 years, like, people can't handle themselves. Like, people are now, like, for the first time in a year and a half, people are going to games, and there's always idiots, but, like, they've been cooped up idiots, and now they go to games. Like, a behavior on airlines, you can almost go to the internet daily.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, a stewardess's teeth got knocked out. Like,
I've had friends who have flown recently who've had to have their flights delayed because people freak out because the flight attendant tells them that they have to wear a mask.
Yeah, like, America's behavior at retail stores, at games.
I want to know who raised you. That's what I want to know.
Well,
because this is the ultimate action of somebody who has never been disciplined properly.
Right.
I'm sorry. There's no way on earth you think someone the size, the intensity, the strength of Russell Westbrook it's a safe move to pour popcorn on his head, unless you've truly never had consequences for anything in your life. I mean, could you ever bring yourself to do that?
Here's what I wish, because you'd ban the fan for life. I wish they
have been banned from the Wells Fargo Center indefinitely, and their season tickets have been revoked.
Why don't we take people who do stuff like this randomly, publicize them, and publicize their parents? No, I've thought about this before. Because you can't stop this stuff, right? It never...
No, this has been going on for a very long time.
But it's gotten worse and worse. And during the pandemic now, fans have been cooped up in their house. They go to games. They go to airlines. They can't handle it.
There's a certain level of entitlement that people feel like, I can do what I want, and what are you going to do to me? And social media amplifies that because there's anonymous nature of social media where you can say things and nobody's ever going to come find you and nobody knows where you are and you can make a fake account. I'm like, listen, you pour popcorn on my head, it's going to be a bad day for you and your whole family. I might fly my nephew up to beat up your son. I'm going to be unstoppable with the disrespect. It's nonsense. Anyway, the Wizards lost to the Sixers 120-95. They go down 0-2 in the series. Don't pour popcorn on people. And there's a video now of a fan that, spitting on Trae Young last night.
God.
That's assault.
Yeah,
technically the popcorn is assault too, but spitting on someone is assault.
Yeah.
All right, listen. One time, it's already happened, but like somebody's going to get touched and it's going to put this all in perspective for someone, and it's going to be really unfortunate. So the Lakers are hosting their first playoff game at Staples Center since 2013 tonight, and LeBron is looking forward to what he believes will be a very important night for both the team and the fans.
Us just coming home, 1-1. Even out the series and actually playing a real playoff game, as they would say, obviously, because it's the first round for the first time in 8 years. It'll be pretty special for our fans and just have our fans in the building.
Yep.
Continue to make them proud, and that's what I came here for, to be able to play a playoff game in front of the Laker faithful.
I bet the Knicks last night -2.5. I like the Lakers tonight. I think the Lakers win big tonight.
Well, it's at 10 Eastern. You have Heat Bucks, then you have Lakers Suns, and Nuggets Blazers starts at 7:30 or 10:30 Eastern. But I think this is going to be a really, really exciting game tonight. I mean, this series has, I think, been the best so far. And being back in Staples Center, and he's right, it's going to be an emotional night.
Can't wait. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
Ja Morant had a huge game last night.
Yeah.
Scored a franchise playoff record 47 points for the Grizzlies. He was incredible, but despite that amazing performance, it wasn't enough to take a 2-0 series lead over the Jazz. Donovan Mitchell made his much-anticipated return from the ankle injury and had 25 points in the 141-129 win. Just a little bit of offense in this game. The series is now tied at 1 game apiece as it moves to Memphis. An incredible performance by Ja Morant, who is just a star and so fun to watch. When you look at the box score from this game, I'm like, man, what a night for Ja to have this performance, because everyone from the Jazz contributed. Like, Royce O'Neal had 14 points. Bogdanovich had 18 points. Gobert had 21 points. Mike Conley Jr. had 20 points. Donovan Mitchell had 25 points. Joe Ingles had 14 points. Like, when you look at the box, you're like, oh my God, John Moran had 47 points. How did they possibly lose? Because everyone on the Jazz was hitting.
Well, the Jazz are really about numbers, and we talked about this. So in a year with condensed schedules, you can't practice as much. You don't look at film as much.
Right.
So the Jazz bring back this deep roster. Sometimes this year, you kind of had to roll the ball out and let the guys play. Utah is built for that. They're really deep. They have, when you're playing 10 guys, back-to-back games don't really matter. And so Utah, to me, is totally built for the regular season, especially in a year that has a condensed schedule. Their depth is huge. But in terms of star power, like when Donovan Mitchell didn't play, it's just an average roster. It full of kind of mostly average guys. So I think Utah's in for a series. I do think that depth over 6 or 7 games, John Morant is going to end up looking like Westbrook by the game 6 and 7, where it's like how many shots he's going to have to totally carry this team. But I'll say this: John Morant is, I think he's like Westbrook plus.
He's so efficient. He's a true point guard. He plays with a lot of intensity, but it is controlled.
Oh, he's much more in control than Westbrook.
He's very artistic. Like he's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that people around the country are getting to see him now and what he's capable of. Speaking of Westbrook, he left last night's Game 2 loss against the Sixers with an ankle injury in the fourth quarter. They lost, obviously, but that's not the story. As he was headed to the locker room, a fan dumped popcorn on him, and he had to be held back by security as to not confront the person. The fan was ejected shortly after, and Westbrook shared his frustration with some of the fans' behavior towards him after the game.
To be blatantly honest, man, this is getting out of hand, especially for me. Just the amount of disrespect, the amount of just fans just doing whatever they want to do. It's out of pocket, man. There's certain things that cross the line. And any other setting, I know for a fact that fans they wouldn't come up. A guy wouldn't come on the street and pour popcorn on my head because he know what happened.
I mean, it's the audacity and the disrespect for me. I don't blame Westbrook in this spot at all. And he's obviously upset. He's leaving the game. He's frustrated and he's injured. And someone pours popcorn on his head. As he said, in any other setting on earth, if you poured popcorn on him, Westbrook could literally rip this guy's arms off his body. People get really, really comfortable these days,